You're dating an American girl now.
I won't.
Wait a minute, is this guy serious? Did Sarper just whip a lollipop out of Shekinah's mouth mid-argument, like some kind of evil Willy Wonka? Yeah, I never expected to find symbolism in a piece of candy, but this relationship is crumbling. It's going down, fast. The more Shekinah wants to have a say in Sarper's life, the more she asks of him, the more he seems to resist her wishes. And it's becoming very clear that he refuses to blend his life with hers.
We've talked about him having female clients and kissing women on the cheek, and we agreed that he's not going to do that, and he's doing both.
Okay, so this is pretty ironic, because Sarper outright refuses to let Shekinah have a say in pretty much anything that he does. Whether that's buying a bed that's not falling apart or posting an image on Instagram. Like, he's determined to control it all. He's been treating her like a puppet from the moment that she arrived in Turkey. He chooses what outfit she should wear. He dictates how she should do her makeup. He's even been trying to control her weight.
Do you want me to weigh you?
Do I want you to weigh me?
Yeah. You know your target.
What was it?
128.
Yet, when it comes to Sarper changing anything, even the smallest thing about his own life, he refuses. And that probably shouldn't come as a surprise. This is a guy who's been a bachelor until about 79-ish days ago. He's been bedding multiple women a day. He really seems to think that he's God's gift. And after all these years, it's going to be very hard for him to change his ways now. The thing is, it looks like Shekinah might be wising up to that. Her alarm bells are ringing.
His resistance to it just raises alarms in my head. Like, why does he want to look single on his social media?
I just want to protect you, babe.
Protect her? Are you kidding me? The problem is, he's not. He's being deadly serious. And as we join them in this episode, we start to see that Sarper can be quite persuasive. He's got tactics. He has ways in which he tries to make Shekinah forget about all the red flags. Forget about the fact that he looks like a total bachelor online. You see, while he still hasn't posted the Instagram image that Shekinah so desperately wants him to, he's come up with a unique way to distract her. The sort of thing a narcissist might do. Sarper, what the hell are you doing? Is anyone else hiding behind their hands while watching this? Now, while I commend Sarper's enthusiasm for humping the air with such vigour, the main question I have right now is why? Why are you doing this? And how can we make it stop?
I have to show her that my eyes only seeing her and no one else.
This is so cringy, and it's hilarious that he thinks he can parade around with an oiled torso and magically make Shekinah forget all of her concerns. But the truth is, his reasoning for doing this is totally bogus. Despite what he says, he's not doing this for Shekinah. He's doing it to feel good about himself. He's doing it to stroke his own ego. He's trying to relive the glory days when he was dancing for applauding women every night, when he supposedly had women lining up outside his bedroom.
When I was exotic dancer, you feel powerful there. You are the only man and all the girls are getting crazy for you.
It's hard to believe that people actually find this a turn on. But Shekinah seems to be falling for his budget Magic Mike act. The high-vis jacket snake hips combo have her tongue practically wagging. And like Prince Charming in a hard hat, Sarper literally sweeps her off her feet and starts whispering sweet nothings in her ear. Well, that's certainly one way to take her mind off all your red flags.
I didn't have any erection with them. I mean, right now we are feeling it, right?
Yeah.
You are always first. Just believe how I love you.
So sweet.
Are you okay, Sarper? You sound really out of breath. From the way that you're panting, it sounds like you probably haven't done that in a while. But as for that whole I never got an erection while dancing for any other woman, how did you sleep with so many of them then? You just know he spews that exact same line to every woman he's ever been with. Like, pick a lane and stay in it, Sarper. Either you're the exotic dancer that slept with thousands of women night after night, or you're this sweetheart that can't just get it up for anyone. Sorry, but you can't be both. But, as it turns out, Shekinah is lapping this up. She's buying all this garbage that's coming out of his mouth.
Just such a quirky, unique person. He's so sexy, and how can I stay mad at him? I'm here for it.
Now, unfortunately for Shekinah, she's about to learn that actions speak louder than words. One minute he's acting like she's the centre of his universe, but the next, he's disappointing her again. You see, when we join them the next day, Shekinah decides to tag along to the gym, Sarper's workplace, where he is due to meet a personal training client of his. But when a young, beautiful female client walks in, Shekinah isn't happy.
Hoş geldin canım.
Hoş bulduk.
This is Ezgi, this is Shekinah.
Hi. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Gel başlayalım o zaman.
Oh boy, if looks could kill, that poor woman would be a goner. Shekinah is clearly not happy. She believes that yet again, Sarper has refused to keep his word. She says that they agreed he wouldn't train women in the gym, so she's absolutely furious with him. And you can bet that the fact it's a young, attractive woman doesn't help either.
We've talked about him having female clients and kissing women on the cheek, and we agreed that he's not going to do that, and he's doing both.
Okay, Shekinah, look, in LA, things might be different. People might greet each other slightly differently. Maybe a nod, maybe a handshake, maybe a glance over their sunglasses. But in Turkey, as with many other countries, Spain, Italy, Greece, most of the Middle East, a kiss on the cheek is custom. He's really not doing anything wrong here, but we'll come back to that shortly. For now, Shekinah is seeing red. She knows all about Sarper's reputation, and it speaks volumes that she doesn't even trust him at his own place of work. So she takes it upon herself to interrupt his session to tell him as much.
Come here. I want to talk to you.
What's happening?
I thought we talked about
What?
female clients.
Now this right here is truly a pivotal moment for Shekinah. This is the most direct that she's ever been with Sarper about any of their mounting issues. The social media problems, the decaying bed, his controlling behaviour. She's raised objections to them all, but never in this fashion. This is the most direct, the most blunt that she's been. Now, in itself, it might not be the biggest, baddest, ugliest issue that they face, but I'm just glad that she's taking a stand. She's finally vocalising how she feels. She's expressing herself. But it's short-lived. Sarper isn't happy with her opinions.
Just wait. Not get.
What do you mean, wait?
It's my business. We'll talk later, okay?
This is bull.
Now, clearly, Shekinah is letting it all out. It's the first time we've even vaguely seen her lose her temper, even just a bit. And that in itself is a huge feat when living with this control freak. She's so angry that she storms out of the gym and goes to the changing rooms. And when his session is finished, presumably an hour later, Sarper makes his way to the female changing rooms to try and find her.
What are you doing here? What's the...
I'm just sitting here.
Hey, where are you?
I'm not doing anything to you.
I'm in girls' dressing room right now. Come on, let's go.
Okay, so while I don't necessarily agree with the reason for Shekinah's anger, after all, he's just trying to earn a living. He's just said hello to a client, like he's hardly done anything terribly wrong. At the same time, you can clearly see that this means a lot to her. She's in such a mood. Just look at her sat there sulking, sucking on a lollipop, all the while Sarper freaks out. Sarper clearly can't see how important this is to her. All he sees right now is red. The red mist has descended. He's absolutely pissed.
I am really angry when I saw her not in the gym and founder in the dressing room eating candy.
Now, I'm not sure if Sarper's more annoyed over Shekinah having a temper tantrum in front of his client, or because she's eating a lollipop instead of working out, when he so desperately wants her to lose weight. Regardless, Sarper resorts to name-calling, and it's at this point that things really start to go downhill.
You're being so bitchy, no?
You're gonna call me a bitch right now when I'm upset? We talked about you not having female clients.
Shekinah really isn't happy about him having female clients. She clearly doesn't trust him. And you can't blame her for that. It's hard to trust a playboy. But it is her decision to be here. She chose to leave her life in LA to come and join him, to start a relationship with him, knowing what he was like. So the truth is, if she's so insecure about Sarper's loyalty that she doesn't even trust the man to go to work, that she doesn't trust him to greet a woman hello, well then she shouldn't be in this relationship, should she?
We also talked about you not kissing women on the cheeks, and you just did both in front of me.
It is nothing
There's
about, it's
so
a
many men
tradition
that
here.
need
When you
trainers,
know
you don't
someone,
need to-
Now, not that I want to defend Sarper, you understand, but he has a point here. Shekinah has to get on board with local cultural customs. She's not going to be able to stop him from saying hello. But at the same time, Sarper needs to be a bit more aware. He needs to be aware that the greeting issue isn't really Shekinah's problem. It's a symptom of a much larger problem. What is that problem? Well, it's Sarper's entire history. It's the fact that he parades his body count as some sort of badge of honour. He's proud about the fact that he's a playboy. He's proud that he bedded 3 women in a day. And so, while to most people, including Shekinah, that feels a bit weird, it feels gross, Sarper seems totally oblivious to that. And that is the core issue, which is now manifesting itself in other ways.
My trainer doesn't kiss me on the cheeks. I would think that was
this
very
is America,
inappropriate.
this is Turkey. Okay, it's
doesn't
different.
matter.
It's different.
It
You
doesn't
don't feel
matter.
anything.
Yes, Shekinah, but what you're missing here is this isn't America. By not addressing your real issue, the fact that you don't trust him, by making this about a kiss on the cheek, you're minimising your own argument. And Sarper can't understand why she's getting so upset about a hello. That causes him to get angry. He's had enough of being told what he can or can't do.
You shouldn't do it. You're dating an American girl now.
I think I speak for everyone when I say what the actual f***. Did he really just snatch that out of her mouth and throw it to the ground in anger? That is a very, very serious problem. That's a sign of a man with anger issues. Look, whether Shekinah's right or wrong, that doesn't give him the right to react like that. He just went from 0 to 100 in the blink of an eye. And it really does make you question how he would have reacted if she didn't have a lollipop. It's not okay, and Shekinah can't make excuses for that kind of behaviour.
Sarper has never been this angry at me in person before, so this is totally new to me to see him this upset.
2 things to point out here. Firstly, did you notice how she said in person? Sarper's never been this angry at me in person before, which implies he has been this angry when they've not been face to face before. That in itself supports the fact that this isn't an isolated incident. He has anger issues. But also, did you notice how he was gripping onto her arm as they left the gym together? That seemed overly forceful. Shekinah's clearly in shock. She's barely saying anything to him. It feels like she hasn't properly digested the severity of what's just happened. But luckily, later on, she recognises that this behaviour isn't okay.
It feels so disrespectful. Like, why is he mad? He's the one that's training the client. He's the one that's making me uncomfortable. He's the one that's doing the thing that I asked him not to do. Like, I should be the one upset.
What about the fact that he ripped a lollipop out of your mouth? Look, Shekinah, your friends and family all warned you about this man, yet you chose to come. But in the 2 days that you've been in Turkey, it's been nothing but red flags everywhere. If this is what things are like now, they're only gonna get worse. And if I was Shekinah, I'd be getting the hell out of there.